And they believe that we are the underclass, that we are poor, that we are gangbangers, that we are out here selling drugs, that we're living in the projects and the ghettos and everything else. And their olive branch to us to be like, oh yeah, I care about you. I want, trade school stuff, and I want, resources provided for y'all to get skilled work. Skilled work? Are y'all fucking slow? We are the most educated populace in this goddamn country. We don't need to learn how to fucking lay bricks, bitch. We run the company. Be fucking for real right now. But that's their conversations in their circles. And those conversations held by those white men in power in their circles is literally meant to make them accept the low conditions they have. And to feel like as long as you're better than the lowest black person that they articulated that we are, they should be okay with not receiving a motherfucking thing. Bitch, you motherfuckers live in trailer parks. You still do. You operate meth labs in your fucking communities. Most of y'all still live in rural areas, and you're holding on to some kind of independence or declaration of suffrage and whatever else, and mad with the cities because you don't have the same opportunities that we have, but you vote Republican, who intentionally ensure that your motherfucker is still on fucking well water and a septic tank. Be fucking for real about your policies. That's why I will entertain them and have this little back and forth or whatever, because what they have a hard time accepting is many black folks in this country are not on well water. Yeah, we have sewer issues or whatever. We have problems with drinking water due to environmental racism, but they are literally accepting being on a goddamn septic tank and having well water and having to do water softeners and shit just to drink they shit. They are literally accepting that they can only shower certain days of the week because their community water is fucked up, but that's how they get it. They are literally accepting that because they have a trailer and they have an acre of land, in their mind, they're doing better than black people. And the reason why the black person on the internet has a 2,000 square foot home and a walk-in closet is because the government gave them a handout. That's not what's fucking happening. They are intentionally keeping y'all stupid. They are intentionally keeping y'all poor. They are intentionally keeping y'all captive, all on the premise of fucking religion. They are telling you if you're a good Christian, conservative family, then you're going to punch down on gay people, punch down on immigrants, punch down on black people, punch down on anything that is not you. But at the same time, you're going to retort their comments about smaller government because that means they don't fund you for a motherfucking thing. You pay taxes. You do. But you see no return on your investment. And guess what the Republicans are investing in? Big corporations that are in big cities where black folks live that can invest in their campaigns. Like, you're being played in your face. And why you don't see it, I don't know. I hope you wake up. But somebody told you to be woke means to be broke. So maybe you're not going to wake up. But you're just going to figure out how black folks in this country are advancing, how we're whooping your ass politically, how we don't have the numbers that you have, but some kind of way are still making advances, and now you want to attack CRT, DEI, affirmative action, there's white racism. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. We don't give a fuck about y'all. So no, I'm not interested in listening to white people talk about white grievances or whatever. No. Because your grievance means to oppress me because you ain't got shit, because you voted people who don't want to give you shit. That's the problem. So I would ask you politely and respectfully, cut the fuck out. Cut out. Learn, wake up. Being woke does not mean being broke. Being woke means you can get off that goddamn septic tank, off that well water, have actual sewage and paved roads, you have infrastructure and broadband internet, how you can meet other people and stop being a goddamn Targaryen and breeding within your own lineage. that's what this country has to offer to you if you so choose to open your fucking eyes and stop being a Christian fascist and accept it. That's it.
Now we're gonna go to Uptown. I think that's how I called the names, and then Mary. If I called the names wrong, I'm sorry. Super special Disney. Let's see. It says, what does it say on the note? Uptown. On my side, it looks like Uptown dropped. Oh, he's back. Uptown, are you still with us?
Yeah, you just went out for a second. Yeah, man, I'm just coming back into the room. One of the favorite things that I hear all the time is about Biden, the crime bill, things like that, which is, you feel how you feel about that, but if you would read and do the due diligence, you make your own decision, right? You guys have a lot more patience with trying to teach people that don't want to be taught. I'm here to support, right? Here to support Nikki, Anti, everybody else, Fahima, Hart. I'm here to support. But I'm telling you right now, these people do not want to accept anything, and they just want to spread misinformation. Since we've been here, all I've heard was hundreds of lies. Well, not hundreds. Sorry about that. But a lot. Everything that they saying was misinformation. From the crime bill, right? To reparations. To what Project 2025 is about, right? One thing I'm going to say is we was descheduled from 1 to 3. Democrats did that on a heavy level. I was there at the time. We can go back to Massachusetts, New Jersey, I think D.C., and I think Illinois was in there. Every state, Republicans were there to try to stop the bullshit. Almost every state. And they're trying to make it federal, but if any of you who smoke marijuana in states that they won't allow you, it's probably because your people who are Republicans don't want you to escape the law, basically. Right? It's a process. It's a long process. It's an arduous process. You need lawyers. You need people to sign petitions. You gotta be putting in the work. It's not some shit that you could come in the room and make up as you go. Right? I was with the people in the rooms. I was talking to the lawyers. Right? Now, the only problem that we have in New York now, we got a bunch of weed shops that aren't aligned. So there's a process to these things, right? And all I hear is what you might do. What somebody wrote down on a piece of paper. There's people that's been putting foot to the metal for years and years and trying to give the info, but y'all know, right? You say you want reparations, but all the examples of how reparations were done, examples internationally, locally, right? Oh no, we could do it better, but I haven't done not one step forward to getting anything done to the people that can do it for you, right? Sorry about that. So now you're frustrated with us as if we're holding the key. And I said this before. Another big monster that you guys got to face is technology and AI for everybody. The person that can make your life more miserable, right? You think DEI is a problem, right? You think CRT is a problem. Imagine where companies that hold trillions don't even care and just push you out of the way, whether you're black or white, right? So, for me, like I said, I don't really care if FBA understands where we're coming from. Let life teach you the lesson, right? Because there's people in here try to talk to you nicely. You don't want to hear it. There's people that's in here try to beat you in the head. You don't want to hear it. Go about your, like I said, go about your ways. But the problems that people have with you is that you guys build your shit off lies and misinformation, right? And get mad at people when we try to check you on it. Like we're supposed to let it slide. You know what I mean? Like we're supposed to, when you tell something about the 14th Amendment, we're supposed to let it slide. Oh, when you say that Project 2025 is dangerous, we're supposed to let it. You know what I mean? Agenda 47 or 45, whatever it is good for the nation. Oh, we're supposed to believe in a person that supposedly molested a 13-year-old, has a history of racism. His father taught him racism. Has a history of ripping off New York City. Has a history of creating universities that ain't do shit, right? Has a history of running with the mob, right? But you want to talk about what we're doing over here, right? I mean, listen, get in where you fit in at the end of the day. You're supposed to be black and for reparations, but you're with somebody that used to steal money from black folk and then give a fuck about black folk. Mm-hmm. So, hey, I give it to y'all.
I'm not going to even let him do it.
Just a quick reminder that today is Black Women Equal Pay Day. So in the event you coming up here with a little short and get a little pouch, probably gonna get ran down.
Where else? I was gonna say.
Want to make that clear.
Several psych wards.
Let's see, we got hands. Go ahead, Barry.
Through agency.
I think Mary was before me. I'll let her.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, totally. I just want to go back to, again, Project 2025 is for real. And again, anybody who studied the law, anybody who has even an understanding of our history or studied the Constitution should understand what's going on. And, this is an op, right? This is an op that's going on. On the one hand, they are telling us that, they want to engage with us. But the way they are engaging with us is telling us who they think we are. Amber Rose, Sexy Red, Wiz Khalifa, just the fringes. They at one point they want to preach to us about crime and welfare because that's all they want to talk about to us. Gold sneakers, mug shots. You know what happened to that brother who had that barbershop? These people don't understand how hated they are in Atlanta. Their white devil asses think that they can come into Atlanta after trashing the city for 4 years, after attacking 2 black women doing jobs that weren't getting paid a lot because they loved doing that, because that's the home of the Voting Rights Act, right? They had the nerve to come down there, and this black man thought he was going to be able to, sit around with Byron Donalds and get away with it and talk to Trump. I don't know if that business is still standing. He got up there and lied to try to save his ass. So, these people don't care about us. They cost this man his black job. So, again, Project 2025, you've got to read it. I'm telling you, literally in the middle of the DOE section, the way they talk about our children is disgusting. And if that doesn't make you wonder what the fuck is going on, I don't know what to tell you. But right now, they are planning an education takeover. This is a PSYOP. So right now they're pushing Christian nationalism, and they're taking over our schools because they don't like the fact that now that we don't have Daughters of the Confederacy history books, that we're finding out the truth. And the truth is a lot more ugly than what they want to admit, because they would have to you have to answer the question, what did your dad do during civil rights and Jim Crow? What did your granddad do? Where were your people then? And that is the question that they know, that they cloak as calling CRT or woke, which is basically just nigga. Just slot in nigger every time they say woke, CRT, or DEI, and that's what they're talking about. They can't define it, because if they do, they will have to admit that their entire mission, because the Dixiecrats became Republicans because they were conservative. And if you look at all of these Christian white nationalists, they go back to the Klan. Because the Klan worked with, they were the mayors, they were teachers, they were professors, they were bankers, they were in the community. And so this was the story that they wanted to have told, and now they're trying to snatch it back. Because again, they think that we got too far. They don't like it. And so again, I'm telling you, if you want to align yourself with people who want to imprison our children, I question your allyship. I can't think, if you're serious about reparations, why you would look at a decision that says the 14th Amendment is race neutral when the Civil Rights Act was founded not because white people were being discriminated against, it was because of black people. And then everybody else benefited from our blood, sweat, and death. Especially white women who are stabbing us in the back right now. So again, I would just say, please look at what is going on in Oklahoma with Ryan Walters. And again, read up on Kevin Roberts. He's running a PSYOP. He's a little happy Klansman. He literally, in his dissertation, calls the slaves coming over from being imported and mixing with slaves that had already been in New Orleans. He calls it Africanization, re-Africanization. This is a PSYOPs. They're running it through the Heritage Foundation, and they're trying to pretend that the 38 people out of the 40 chapters in the Project 2025 are all written by his people that will be taking those jobs when he gets into office. He's brain dead. The motherfucker is crazy. They know he's not going to be steering the ship. Just because he's loud doesn't make him fucking more competent. He's just loud. The stuff he says is nuts. He's probably brain rot. He's not going to be running shit. He's just going to be their comedian. And then they're going to be the ones who actually, with the knowledge and are ready, they're going to be rolling it out in 180 days. And trust me, again, the attorneys in this room can tell you that's not enough time to put a case up. It's going to be quick. It's going to be dirty and it's going to be brutal. And they've been doing this for years, right? We can see it in Shelby, right? We can see it in Bruin, right? These decisions have laid down the groundwork for this. So the whole idea that this is like, and if you even compare to Project 47 or whatever, his plan 47, it still lines up. It still lines up. And the stuff he says out of his mouth still lines up. His boy, John McEntee, his bag man, the guy who used to carry his shit, and then he made him the head of office personnel, is Othel, the author of it. And he's on talking to Steve Bannon saying, yeah, we're going to do this. Because, of course, he's tight with Trump. So, you know, we can get into the whole Republican shit and whatever, but, like, these people are not fucking around. They don't give a shit about you. They're not doing anything about reparations. I mean, they're basically trying to erase our history. They're trying to rewrite the 14th Amendment and then cut our First Amendment rights. Can you imagine Central High School in Arkansas, where the first high school was desegregated, is suing the governor for blocking AP Black History? Why? These white ladies are all up in these school board meetings. I've seen them. And even in fucking LA. In LA. And they are trying to rewrite our history, to change the power dynamic. And so, for, you know, if Trump gets in, forget about it. Chevron has made it easy for him to just eliminate any department, any agency, and then he's going to have immunity. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm going to try to get myself off. I'm landing. I just wish everybody peace and blessings. I think that my FBA folks, I think we can work together if you want to talk like nuts and bolts instead of, again, asking for lineage papers. I think we can find a way. I just have not seen any evidence that that path will go through the Republican Party. In respect to the folks that are doing the international stuff, I think that's interesting, but still, all in all, it's going to have to get done here, whatever it is. So stop the bullshit. I don't want to hear about fucking MAGA. Let's just talk about how it gets done and keep it like that, because that's how we keep it cute and friends. All right, landed.
Thank you, Mary. We got some new speakers up, so I want to go to the hands. If you want to speak, please raise your hand so I can keep a order here. And everyone speak.
Yeah, can I speak now? That's messy, boo.
Hold on one.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is kind of going back to the center of, you know, about the lack of respect with the FBA people. I want to go back there first.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Is everybody good? The space crashed again, so I'm not sure if everybody's still with us. Okay.
No,
okay, sorry to cut you off, Messy. I'm gonna let you finish.
Man, your name is gonna be in some tight toes.
This is the third. This is the third time the space crashed. We've been at this since like 2:00 this afternoon. Okay, Messy, you can finish. I'm sorry. Double mute, maybe?
Oh, yep, I am. Okay. What I was saying is going back to the center about the FBA and just people in general, and that level of respect. And, you know, because I know like there's times where people can just ask a question, say something, and you sometimes are met with aggressiveness, the name calling, that kind of stuff. So my point, though, what I want to what do we all need to do, regardless if you go to a meeting or not, but for people to be able to feel like they're warm enough to engage, and because that's what they've been doing for years. They have been meeting secretly, and they are coordinated nationally. I heard the lady say, about the reparations being international, and and what they've been working on, but they're together, and we need to be together. Okay, so my next point is that when we talk about them being Christian, it's not about them being Christian. It's being Christian nationalist, and that all goes back to the heritage of America, their history, which doesn't include us. So we need to keep in mind that it's not about religion. It's about the heritage that they are building their foundation on or attempting to, okay? And before the last thing I got a couple more things to say, but I do want to refer to a couple books that maybe if people are interested in reading. But as far as the Republican and the Democrat Party, you know what? Everybody knows they're like two of the same coin. But I have to sit back, I'm not a one issue person. I have to look at mental health, substance abuse, housing, everything that the federal government does, And the other thing is that let's say films, nothing. Hold on one second. I wrote a little note here. Is that we have to look at what is going to be best for us, because I know that the FBA or the ADOs, whichever one or both, they have taken this premise that, we're done with the Democrat Party, okay, but then I say, well, what the hell are you going to get with the Republicans? To me, it's like spiking your nose off, because you need the right constituents to be in those seats, to even write a bill, to pass the bill, to get it moving, and getting people in these offices, even on your state. The state is just as important as the federal government, because a lot of stuff starts there. And then the next point I want to say is that, the point of people, which is something we hear all the time, is that the Democrats don't do shit for us. We have done this for years, and, I sit back and I say, tell me exactly what is it that you think they're supposed to do. When I say that, I'm thinking, are you thinking like they're supposed to, go to individual communities and say, you know what, this is how we're going to fix it up? No, that's not what the federal government do. They are going to do the laws, the policy, and the funding. And that's my next point, is about the funding, okay? The federal government gives money all across this country. And I tell people, because I believe this is so important, you have to follow the money. Whatever your passion is, if it's substance abuse, mental health, crime, if it's housing, whatever topic it may be, they give money to the states. And then that money goes to your local community. And then if we don't have the right constituents and the right advocacy people in there that is fighting to get those dollars, so that we are sure that money goes, that some of that money gets to our community. And so, so I really want people to really understand that, is that you got to follow the money too. I'm talking about, like a good example, I don't know if you know about this, the Street Smart thing or whatever. Department of Transportation gave so many cities a big block of millions of dollars that was supposed to be for urban improvement. And, when you go back and you look and you say, what do they do with that money? Well, you know what? Let's say you're in Atlanta, and right here on this other side of the street, it's not our people, but that's still urban. So if somebody's not watching that money's going to go down the block away from the neighborhood that it could help more, So that's what I mean by follow the money. And the next thing is, hold on one quick second.
Did we lose her? You heard me?
Messy, are you still here? She dropped out of my feed. I don't know if she dropped out of you guys' feed. Messy.
Yeah, she dropped out of mine as well.
Yeah, she can come back up and finish her thought. In the meantime, we're gonna move on to the next hands. What's the order?
Okay, and I'm done. I just want to say you.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
Messy, you can finish. We thought we
Okay.
lost you.
And with those books, it really talks about how he ran that office. And it's true. If those people that he had in those positions didn't do what they did not do, no telling what would have happened. And I mean, it gives some very clear indication of how he ran the office, and it was horrible. And basically they function in crisis mode because he's was constantly creating, commotion. So, so my last point I'm gonna say here is that, I got plenty of friends that's Republicans and whatnot, but none of them are voting for Trump this last time or this time. But I think people really need to keep in mind that he's a piece of shit. He's toxic, he's malignant, and he likes to please people. And so by doing that, just being a pleaser is dangerous, because he can just float whichever way to make somebody, this is what somebody wants. So yeah, I'm gonna get you, pat you on your back. But once again, that's poor decision making, poor leadership. And I don't really need to go into all the things about Trump because I think everybody here knows, and that is that he first of all, just the whole stealing the whole election thing, that was all pre-planned. Everybody probably seen the video, Bannon talking about what they was going to do. And, it's just so much about him that this Republican Party is not, as we all know, not the same Republican Party, even though they got a lot still in common, but they are, like everybody is saying, on a mission to get back to their old American heritage. And I can understand when people say, you know what, the Democrats haven't done anything for us, but you know what, this is a time when you might have to say, this just might not be the time to ignore what's going on, and we just got to do it one more time to stop Trump in his tracks. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Messy, for coming to my space and sharing your thoughts.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate it. If you have anything else to say, let us know.
Okay.
If you're done and you don't want to talk anymore, and you just want to listen, that's also fine.
Yeah. I've been here for a while. I've been here since 3:30.
Yeah, if you change your mind and want to come back up, you're more than welcome to.
But I really want to encourage people to read. Just look up any book about Trump and being president, and when he was president, and it's different people from Stephanie Grissom, Jonathan Karl, Bob Woodward. These books are very telling what you're dealing with Trump as a president.
Please drop the titles to the books in the chat so we can come back to them for a reference if need be. And that goes for the listeners that might want to look up the books. Please drop the titles in the chat.
But I would love for the FDA, the ADOs, everybody to say, you know what, we're going to drop the bullshit and let's figure out how do we come together better.
Because that's what we need. Is really about. Yeah. That's all this is really about. Trying to get everybody on the same accord. Not to just like nobody's trying to take away reparations from the next group or anything like that. We're not trying to impede or stop reparations. We are trying to get on the same accord so that we can just make reparations possible. Because I have not heard not one Republican mention any reparations in any of their speech, talking points, or anything. And if you guys in the listening section, the anonymous and the ones in the chat cursing us out, would like to come up and tell us about your candidates that you have that are actively working on your behalf to get reparations, that are Republican candidates, we would like to know who they are. Let's get some name drops going on so we can identify and know who we should be championing. But if your only argument to what we're saying about how the divisiveness is not working is that we're Democratic shells and tethers and all those cute little names y'all made up in the last couple of years, y'all can just stay as a good listener and keep talking shit with each other.
Hey, can I address something real quick?
Go ahead.
So this dude Arrow talked about Biden not supporting reparations, and so in the jumbotron, I literally posted an article of him saying that he would support HR 40 if it passed the House and the Senate, right? So then he first of all calls me a coon. First of all, you little shriveled up little bitch. Fuck you and fuck all you bitch ass FBA motherfuckers that feel like him. Y'all the real coons and the real fucking Nazis. I mean, every bit of that shit. Any of you bitches got a problem with what I gotta say, I don't give a fuck. Anyways, he posted under my thread a political story from Politico saying that Biden privately tells lawmakers not to expect much done on reparations. Why was that? It's because the Congress is controlled by the Republicans. And also that the Republicans will not support, not one Republican will support HR 40. So when you're mad at him because he say don't expect much, understand civics and understand his role, that you have to send a bill to his desk that is passed through the Congress and through the Senate for him to sign. He says if you get a bill if you can get HR 40 to his desk, he will sign it. Therefore, he supports reparations. I'm tired of you weird ass niggas who want to be Trump supporters coming on these in this space, on my page, in my spaces, talking this nonsense. You are the real coons. You back a rapist who don't support reparations and put white supremacists in his cabinet. Oh, and Project 2025 is authored by a lot of people that was in his cabinet, which a lot of the provisions go against black people directly. So fuck that bitch ass nigga Arrow, and fuck anybody that ride with that bitch ass nigga. Thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna go right after you real quick. Okay, so that's amazing. I'm actually gonna be cordial and have some kind of decorum. Okay, so Gerard, why are you so angry? Why you don't like these people? Blah 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 blah. Let me explain something to you. I go to my DMs, open my DMs, Democrat cool, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. Then check the other one, go back to Africa cool. What does that mean? Then there's another one, I'm a tether, I'm a this, I'm a that. Oh, I saw the Caribbeans on your Facebook page. I mean, these people went all on my Facebook page. Oh, you talk about white people. Who are those white people on your page? By the way, I was a volunteer firefighter. Then I got my black shield. Then I became a firefighter. And the reason why I call them my brothers is because when you're in a burning building, that's your brother because he's going to save your life. The other white people on my list, those people with those lab coats, I do DNA research and I'm in the laboratory with them. You should see that on my Facebook. Also, the other white people where I have that badge on is because I was at an Intel conference, and those black kids that you see, those are the black kids that I brought along with me to the Intel conference to teach them about microchips. Also, the white people that you see me at, where you see that that lunch and it's in a fancy restaurant, those are also the millionaires and billionaires on the stock market that I had a dinner with. It was $100 even to get into that building. Also, those black kids that you see at the closing bell, where one of them has a bell in their hand, yeah, that was also me too, with those kids. So when you come at me, understand, I'm not no motherfucking Twitter or ex-warrior. I don't give a fuck about you FBA motherfuckers, because you always coming at me. Okay, so at the end of the day, the reason why I say that we need more than reparations is not because I'm against reparations. I'm saying that we need the country back. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying before you send something to my fucking inbox. Do you understand me? And when you go to my fucking Facebook, look at the shit that I'm doing. I'm in the street. I'm a field nigga and a house nigga. And when you talk about the fact of, oh, well, you're a Republican and I'm a part of the fucking Republican Party, because I was a Republican in New York City because I was doing the fucking groundwork to make sure that you motherfucking white people don't sit up here and kill blacks on the street like they're dogs. Yeah, that's right. Also, laws. People patent frisk. Remember when Jay-Z was doing the patent frisk thing and trying to get people in Harlem patent frisk, but they didn't fucking patent frisk nobody in fucking Manhattan. Yeah, you didn't know about that because you're on this fucking space hating on people and worrying about if they're fucking Caribbean. It doesn't matter where the fuck they're from. If they're supporting anything black and they can get us to where we need to go, who gives a fuck? What we need to do is be black, take down the White House, and then figure out where someone's from. That's what I'm saying. I'm standing on that shit. We need black America, and then you figure out your lineage. Yes, your lineage is important, obviously. Yes, your DNA is important. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to these white motherfuckers that are walking down the street with their nooses, we need to be together if we're melanin. So I stand on what the fuck I say. Stop sending me motherfucking emails. Why don't you get the fuck off this, whatever you're doing, and go help a black child? Go save a black teen from getting shot. Go tell a black teen, hey man, you ain't got a trap. Here, let me show you how to make some money on the stock market. Hey man, you ain't gotta sit up here and sell drugs. Let me show you about pharmaceuticals. Why don't you go do that? Oh yeah, that's right. You're an FBA fuck, and all you give a fuck about is somebody's paperwork. Also, I learned this from Antisocial, because you know I don't give a fuck about white people and what they're doing. But she was talking about, you know, the 25 thing, because I don't give them credit of giving a fuck what they're doing. But I want you to read it and then go read Jim Crow law. Then I want you to take Jim Crow law, match it up, and see if the wording is just changed around a little bit. A lot of that shit is changed around. So the idea of anyone in this space supporting that shit, you're delusional. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And I know these FBA niggas are not street niggas because they never talk about real shit. They don't talk about rape. They don't talk about black kids getting shot. They don't talk about the way they treat. They don't talk about shit. All these motherfuckers give about is where the fuck are motherfuckers from? What kind of movement is that? Maybe if we get rid of FBA, we can get some reparations because it would be about being black and treated like shit in America rather than where the fuck you're from. How about that? So fuck FBA, fuck all you motherfuckers that send shit to my DM. I don't fuck with y'all, because y'all on some bullshit. You don't do shit. You ain't a street nigga like me. Like I say, fuck all of you, because I'm a field nigga, a house nigga, and I'm the nigga that was over there trying to kill the motherfucking white people. That's me. Fuck you. And I land.
Fuck you too.
Okay. Shit. I thought I was turned up. Let me let Federo go. Federo hasn't went yet. So go ahead, Federo.
What's up, man? How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Chilling, man.
Yeah. I was listening last night. I enjoyed you and Nikki last night. I don't know why Nikki triggered so many niggas, but they gonna learn. They gonna learn about Nikki. I was just enjoying it last night. D, you kind of had them last night too, so I don't know, but anyway, man, y'all, we got to do this ourselves. The media ain't gonna help us, and we kind of see where everything going at this week. We kind of see that we ain't gonna get no help from these damn white liberals. We seeing what they're about, and they just won't listen to black people. It seems like to me they gonna find out the hard way. It seems like to me the media wants Trump back in office because it helps their ratings. And it's sad, man, that the way that our party, don't get me wrong, Joe Biden knows, but come on, y'all. It's two people, and the way this weekend went, and I have seen how the Democrat parties, some of these people that are in power and stuff, just turn their back on that man. I feel like they are turning their back on us because black people put that man in office, and just to sit there and want to just throw him out without us having a say so, whichever. I think this week that they fucked around and find out that black people ain't having that bullshit. And I wanted to get Nikki's opinion on this because it just had me feeling some kind of way. But it just made me feel like you want to throw away my vote for somebody who I voted for. And you just want to just say, fuck my vote. Let's find somebody else. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for reparation, but y'all, reparation ain't now. We got to be focused on keeping these other people out of office. Y'all mind is all the way over there. You ain't getting reparations if Trump get his ass back in office and they plan on doing what they gonna do. You can hang it the fuck up. I'm telling y'all right now. Like I said, I look at politics different from y'all. I used to be a police officer. I look at the Supreme Court, and I'm telling y'all, if they get 2 more justices, black people, we are in for a world of fucking hurt. And that's what makes me mad with some of these black people on these apps. The FDA or whatever the hell y'all want to call y'allself, y'all missing. Instead of us coming together like they doing on the other side, and it just amazes me. They are steadfast behind a fucking convicted felon, and we sit here fighting over a man just because he had one fucking bad debate. And we about to kill our fucking selves. The media, they just took it and fucking ran with it and ain't saying shit about Trump. He just sitting back eating cookie right now, loving that fucking shit. And we hurting our own fucking self. And it's just sad, man, the way we sitting on this app just talking about one another. Can't nobody get along, and they just over there laughing at our ass like we finna whoop y'all niggas fucking asses. Y'all just don't know what finna happen to y'all when we get back in office. And it just blows my fucking mind. I'm just it just amazes me, y'all. Can we just come together for one fucking time and keep these motherfuckers out of office? Because y'all just don't fucking know. I'm here in Mississippi and I see it. And if they get in charge, y'all can fucking hang it up. I'm like Nikki. I'm going to fucking Canada. Some goddamn world. I'm getting the fuck away from this motherfucker. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Thank you, Fidel. Yeah, and I'm glad you speak for Mississippi because the way they have suppressed the vote in Mississippi, they have situation right now, we need to get that nigga out the paint. Trump has got to go if you want to have any real conversation on moving reparations forward. And if y'all saying that both parties ain't doing nothing, so why y'all still bitching? Like that's the weirdest thing to me. I don't know. Anti, you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm just letting y'all talk. I know you said you had to go somewhere. Do you still have to do that? Or you want to talk to me on the back chat?
I can kind of linger around, but it's up to you. It'll only be an hour, so I can stay up, but I probably won't be able to stay much.
Okay, well we'll play it by ear. You do what you need to do. Miss Nikki, are you okay to still co-host? You got something else to do? I'm not sure if she can hear me. Nikki, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Are you still okay to co-host? Do you have something else you need to do?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I know I just kind of threw you in to co-host, so I wasn't sure if you had some other things to do. But all right. So we have 2 more hands up. So I'm gonna go with Thinker, or Think Center, and then I'm gonna go with Rick. And if anybody else would like to speak, please request a speaker. If any speakers that have a mic no longer wish to speak, please drop down to listener, so we won't so the space won't glitch.
White.
Hey, I'm about to drop down. I just wanted to say I love this space, and we need more spaces like this. Like I tell everybody, Black America first. Don't never let these white motherfuckers tell you not black. The reason why we black is because this is our fucking name. They didn't give us shit.
You lying.
Yeah.
Dude is lying.
Stay black, everybody.
No.
All right, Gerard, thank you for coming to my space. Everybody who's in the space,
Dude.
please retweet the space. Gerard, if you want to come back as a speaker, let me know. And Thinker, it's on you now.
Hey, peace be to all of you guys. It's the first time I came up. Greetings, Antisocial, Nikki, Hart. Antisocial, I mean, I've heard you on like 6 spaces. I'd never heard you before. I got to give you props. And everybody that's come up, I don't really have much to say because
What did I do? Leave?
because I've never been on spaces quite, that much. I started probably in, September last year. So for me, there's been a lot of things I've listened to. And as far as the FBA, I've only had one experience going on their space. It wasn't good. I don't want to get into all that bull crap. What I will say is this whole issue of how they operate. I've listened to a lot of spaces dealing with Palestine and Israel, and I listen to people and how they try to hijack narratives and spread propaganda and all the things that they do. And it's funny that MAGA and the FBA seem to use many of the same tactics that the Zionists are using. And so it just seems strange, and I know a lot of people may not listen to those spaces, so they may not know this, but I've listened to a lot of them, and at first I thought I was tripping. Why do these American First people sound just like these other people? And then I started noticing, I started listening to the FBA ones, and they sound the same too. It's the same propaganda, like spiel. They come into space and they sound like kind of like they're with one thing, and then they try to drop a few lugs. And if you just ask a question like against what they're talking about, it seems like, they recoil, like snakes. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. I'm Muslim, I'm spiritual, I was a Christian many years of my life, you know what I'm saying? So I'm black. So yeah, FBA, okay, nigga, yeah, I am foundationally Black American from 61. So whatever, I've seen it all. I've been into politics since Nixon. So but I'm gonna tell you something. It's something going on there. Now, is it money? I don't know. That would be my guess, but it could be more than that. It could be something else, but money is what's going around right now. All of a sudden, a lot of people are being paid to run propaganda, to stop certain movements, to stop certain people from talking, to not even get them the chance to have a platform, to not even get a chance to get a word edgewise, and I don't like that because I want to listen to everybody. Because I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm independent. I vote mostly Democrat. I will admit, but I still have very conservative views on many things, and so I try to balance my vote very clearly. And I ain't been voting all my life. I was one of them stupid fucking people for many years. So I tell people, they try to put this bullshit. You can't talk about religion and you can't talk about politics. Bullshit. The actual things we need to be talking about that's going to affect our lives every fucking day. I have a late baby. She's 9. I love her. I would die for that little girl in a heartbeat, no problem. And my wife is a teacher. She just got her credentials. Big ups to me. She's a few years younger than me, but anyway. Anyway, so I'm just saying that I see things from both sides, and there is some weird crap that they put in schools, but they're really trying to get rid of the schools because black people come to schools. Because my daughter is a fucking star. I've had 3 teachers on the sly try to say she was ADHD, try to say some other shit, try to say some bullshit, whatever, all kind of things. Oh, all that did is I was at the next board meeting. I got onto the freaking when she was in early childhood education. I got on their school board. I was going to their meetings, talking about their budgets, what's going to happen, and this is before she's even in grade school. So for me, I see it. But there is some kind of op going down. There is a serious op going down in these spaces, these online spaces, no matter if it's here or wherever, they're being used to either censor you, propagandize you, or to literally try to fight you, get you off your game. I love the energy. I'm not gonna lie. I love it, because I was feeling a few people. I was just like, man, let's go. But anyway, please just keep doing what you're doing. I give you guys all respect, big ups, and I love you all, man. And just keep doing what you're doing. This is good. People who are listening, you listen. You don't have to agree on every goddamn thing. That's the fucking problem. Nobody agrees on all the, everything. You ask 2 people if they like the same kind of ice cream. Yeah, but I like mine with fucking and I like mine with this. So I mean, what the hell? Who cares about that shit? What's important is what we're talking about and that's unity, because there is not only the black unity. There is a whole human unity that's going down right now, and people of color everywhere seem to be getting heat. And these motherfuckers, and this is something I heard, and I mean, that's my problem with a lot of people on these spaces who call themselves people of color, black, whatever. If you're gonna argue with someone who's, looks kind of like you, or your uncle, or your cousin, or the nigga you saw around the corner, before you will argue with a white nationalist, white supremacist, and I do not care about this whole thing. Well, it's the Jews. Yeah, it's the Jews and the fucking white supremacists, if you ask me. Point blank, that's how I feel. Hate me if you want. Supremacy, period, is a fucking problem. No matter which way you try to do it. That's not godlike, and I'm positive of that. So that's just all I got to say. I'll end right there.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate your listening and riding with us for the last few hours. We want you to keep coming back to the space. I'm kind of new to spaces, so this is only like my 3rd space that I've ever done. So I wasn't really sure which direction this was going to go in, but I'm surprised it's going on this long. And we've had this many people And shout out to everybody who enjoyed the space and also hated the space. Now we're going to go to our next hand, and that is Rich.
Rich with the CH. But I just wanted to say, boy, I came in here just to listen, and then I heard Gerard cussing out black people and white people, and that's my dog. And but I don't get why. I've been listening. I go and hop into all these black spaces, and there's only been one time where everybody's always like, Joe Biden or Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. And I am going to vote for Trump because I don't trust the Democrats at all. And you know this. But why is nobody talking about Dr. Cornel West? Because if you really want reparations, it ain't going to come from Trump. It ain't going to come from Joe Biden. It's going to come from somebody that's black. But nobody talks about Dr. Cornel West, who talks about it. And I know that he ain't never going to get no nomination and blah, blah, blah. But if we all stood together, but I see that we all FBAs and there's Black MAGA and this and that, we all separate now. But this is what it is. They separating us, and we can't let that happen. And I like to keep it short because I gotta get back to my kids when they start yelling at me. But that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Rich MAGA, for your input. We will
Rich MAGA.
Yeah. I've been trying to get through to him, but he just is Rich MAGA. So, whatever. I tried.
So I'm curious as to why. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm curious as to why would someone who is supporting Donald Trump would ask black people why they're not supporting Cornel West when he is a black person is supporting Trump. Why would that even come up?
Rich, would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, Donald Trump didn't write that crime bill. Donald Trump didn't say that he didn't want his kids to go to the Negroes to go to school with or you know what he said.
Rich.
Joe Biden has
Donald Trump said he didn't want to provide housing to black people. Donald Trump said that he wanted black folks. He got a full ad in New York to have black men prosecuted for a crime they never committed. So if you want to play tit for tat on whose white man is the most racist, I mean, we can do that game, but my question still remains the same. Why would a black MAGA person come up here in a black space and tell black people you should support Cornel West when the black man suggesting that is not doing the same?
I didn't say you should support him. I said, why does nobody talk about him? That's what I said.
So why don't you talk about him?
I just did.
No,
you talk more about Donald Trump and what Biden's not doing or is doing or did 30 years ago.
And I said that if you want reparations, it ain't gonna come from Donald Trump. It ain't gonna come from Joe Biden. It's gonna come from somebody like Dr. Cornel West.
Did you read the AP Did you read the AP article in the Jumbotron where it said that Joe Biden supported reparations, and if we can get it past these Republicans and to his desk that he would sign off on it?
I don't believe Joe Biden even knows what day of the week it is.
So, Rich, question for you. As a profession, what do you do for a living?
Drive a bus.
So, if you drive a bus for a living, would you be okay with being fired from that job for not being Jewish?
Well, I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
No, I'm asking you a question. As a bus driver, would you be okay with being fired from your job by your boss because you were not Jewish?
Of course not.
Donald Trump fired people from their jobs as being accountants and handling his money because they were not Jewish. How does that track with your support of him?
There's nothing you can say that's going to make me be like, oh, okay, you got me. Now I'm going to vote for Joe Biden.
No, I'm not trying to vote for Joe. I'm just trying to understand your logic. If you would not want to be fired as a black man driving a bus. Why would you support somebody who fired black people for being accountants?
We can talk about. Hold up, because my kids they want to play right now. Hold on.
Just say you don't have an answer. No. Just say you don't have an answer. Just say you don't have an answer.
Hold on. Just wait 1 second.
No. You don't have an answer for it. Just say you don't have an answer for it. And while she's asking that question, do you realize that when you talk about the crime bill, that Donald Trump actually said in his bill of 2000, the America we deserve, he said that he wished the crime bill was more punitive to black people? So you can bring up the crime bill when Donald Trump thought the crime bill didn't go far enough. That's your candidate. That's who you're talking to. So don't get quiet now, Rick.
Can you not hear my kids in the background? I said, hold on.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll come back to you.
Yeah, we'll come back because and whoever was snotting on the mic, don't do that. That's nasty. Don't do that either. Mute up when you gotta fucking blow your nose. Oh, that's some weird shit. Decorum.
Word of the day, decorum. Anybody else want to grab a mic and speak? We have no more hands up. We only have 2 speakers. It's 9:34 Eastern time. So if we're not going to get any more speakers or any more requests to speak, we'll be ending the program soon. So if you want to speak, now's your time. The floor is open.
I got one quick thing to say. I put the name of those books in the chat. I didn't know how to put it on the front. And in case I put a link in there also, in case people don't know about the Libby app through Overdrive, it's through your local library. And you can get those books or any books for free. No ads, nothing like that, no gimmick. And put this through your library. And so I put the link in the chat. And what I was gonna say, I put the link in the chat, and you can get those books. You can either read them or do Audible, and so that's how I read books. Okay, that's it. In great space.
Thank you so much, Messi. We greatly appreciate it. Everybody that enjoyed the space, please make sure you let people know that you enjoy the space. And even the ones that hated the space, you guys can let people know you hate the space. I'm sure there are spaces with my name and the title somewhere around here with people talking shit about me and all in their comments and crying in another space. So it's okay. You guys, I'll give you some tissue or something. Give me your address. I'll send you some tissue on Amazon. But all right. So I think we're gonna wrap up soon. I don't know if anybody has anything else they want to say. The floor is open. I see we have 118 listening.
What was that space you said that somebody else was doing? That person's name?
Oh, Miss Sandy. I'm not sure when her space starts or when it started. I know she said she was going to push it back because of my space, so I'm not sure what time she pushed it back to. I definitely share all spaces that I go in, though, so if you see a space on my timeline, feel free to hop in. Sometimes I share and I'm not in the space, but other times I share and I am in the space. I just like to that's my way of giving back to people, sharing their spaces, tweeting their stuff out. So follow me if you haven't already, so that you can. Oh, we have a new speaker. Trust, you can say something. Trust, it might be a double mute, but you're free to talk.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yep, we are clear.
All right, perfect. Here, let me just put this on mute. Okay. So, yeah, I think it was a great space, and you guys made some awesome points. I can't agree with you more. about making sure that we get the right person, which I believe is Joe Biden, in office. Guys, we have set ourselves back so far. Trump get in office and he get those Supreme Court judges in there.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Charles. Yes, Mr. Charles, we can hear you. Trust is speaking right now, and after Trust, you will be next.
Yeah. So I don't know if he might have to drop down so he could be able to hear, be able to speak afterwards. But at the end of the day, you know, if he get those Supreme Court judges in there, we're gonna be.
Mr. Charles, hold on 1 second. There was somebody speaking before you. Can you hear him?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me, Mr. Charles? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So let Trust finish his thought, and then we'll go right to you. You're next, right after him.
Yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, we all know what this is going to be about. As far as you know, Trump getting back in office, making it more about him, making it about you know, going after his political opponents. You know, we just can't afford that to happen. I pray that everybody comes together and put the right person in office. Because honestly, man, it's really for the soul of America, the soul of our children. And it really determines what direction we're going to go. The gentleman that was up here earlier, I can't agree with him more. He's a police officer. I think he said down in Mississippi. Bright gentleman. You know, I mean, he hit the nail right on the head. What he was saying about just really coming together as a people. Also, the type of person Trump is, like, and I really believe a lot of these other FBA dudes, women, and whoever they are, I believe they're paid. I can't understand their logic. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We're going backwards. Okay, we want to support a party that never showed up. It's like supporting a dad. You might be you might have a stepfather or a father that raised you, and you want to sit here and throw that away, knowing that we got some progress, even though it may not be the progress that we all were hoping for, but nevertheless, it's progress compared to someone that never showed up, and they honestly think this was the Republican Party of 1878. It wasn't. People don't even understand the history and how the party switched, and they claim, oh, it never happened. No, it did happen. This is why ever since then, the Republican Party's been sticking up the middle finger, because those are nothing but Dixiecrats from the South. Okay? They love that Confederate flag. They hold that dear to the heart. You see them marching in, I believe, what was it, in Tennessee. You know what I mean? Man, listen, man, y'all got to stay on your guard. Y'all got to be, get the word out and do what you can. This vote, nevertheless. So I just want to land my plane there. Just want to encourage everyone, ladies, you did an excellent job running the space and also contributing to, and I'm talking about the hosts, you guys and gentlemen, I see you up there too as well. You guys did a great job running this space. So please, I really hope that you guys have more.
Thank you so much, Tress. I greatly appreciate it. I think we lost Mr. Charles. If he can get back up here, we would like to hear from him. I hope he wasn't discouraged. But we do have an order that I try to keep, so I don't want you guys to feel like I'm dismissing you. If someone else is speaking before you, or there is an order that we're going with, we will definitely get you in. But I want to stick to the order because it wouldn't be fair to do otherwise. Since we have no one to speak at this moment, I'm going to take a moment to read something. Project 2025 is the Presidential Transition Project, which is directly connected to Trump because he is the only Republican candidate at this time. But they will go with any Republican candidate that they have. Project 2025 plans to end no-fault divorce, complete ban on abortions without exceptions, ban contraceptives, additional tax breaks for corporations and the 1%, higher taxes for the working class, elimination of unions and worker protections, raise the retirement age, cut Social Security, cut Medicare, end the Affordable Care Act, raise prescription drug prices, eliminate the Department of Education, use public taxpayer money for private and religious schools, teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools, end free and discounted school lunch programs, end civil rights and DEI protections in government, ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education, ban books and curriculum about slavery, ending climate protections, increase Arctic drilling, deregulate big businesses in the oil industry, promote and expedite capital punishment, end marriage equality, condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families, defund the FBI and Homeland Security, use the military to break up domestic protests, mass deportation of immigrants and incarceration in camps, end birthright citizenship, ban Muslims from entering the country, eliminate federal agencies like the FDA, EPA, NOAA, and more, continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts with right-wing judges. Now, I think we have somebody back on stage. Who do we have that wants to speak? I thought I heard someone.
Well, that sounds like they want things to go back to the good old days.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Charles, we were waiting for you to come back. You're free to speak now.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, everyone, I'm grateful for this space. I thank you all. You know, I got something great to share to my brother and sisters out here. Hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I got something great to share to you, all my brothers, you know, my sisters. There's a great investment scheme that's been so good. So many people out here, my family, so many people out here, been making a lot of people out here great. So I want to share to everyone in this space to win along with us. Hope I can go on without. Can I go on without? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, so I'm talking about prestigious age token. I don't know if anyone here have heard about it. So prestigious age token is a great investment program that's been so great to so many people out here. So if you got interest about it, to tell me, to enlighten you more, you can follow me. I'm going to tell you on how to go for it. I'm going to enlighten you more about it. That's why I can start this space. So I want to bring this big opportunity to my brothers, my sisters out here, so we all can win together. I hope that's fine. If you got interest, you can follow me and I will enlighten you more about it. Thank you. That's what I got to say.
This is about crypto?
Yeah, it's about crypto investments.
All right.
Follow me up. I can enlighten you more about it.
Good question. Not my space, but do you have anything to say about the topic, bro?
I ain't got nothing to say about it at the moment.
Okay, I plan on doing a crypto space at some point, but this is not the space for crypto. But I do want to do a crypto space at some point because I want to learn more about crypto. So when I do that space, I will make sure I tweet it out to everybody. So if you're interested in crypto, please follow me because that is a separate space for a separate time. But I will entertain doing a crypto space.
Yeah, so anyone interested in anything I'm saying, you can follow me up and I'll enlighten you more about the investment. It's really a great one. It's making a lot of people out here great, you know.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Charles. We appreciate you stopping by. Have a great night.
Can I chime in real quick?
Thank you.
Can I chime in real quick on that Project 2025?
Yes,
one
you
thing
can.
One thing that was not on that list, and I think that everybody really needs to pay attention and think about this a lot, I mean, very deep, is that they plan to fire majority of the civil servant employees, and they are currently taking applications because they want MAGA loyalists only, or, GOP in those positions. So basically, when he does that, or they do that, they are basically patting themselves with yes people for everything. And that's very dangerous. On one hand, they'll say, you know what, like about DEI or affirmative action or CRT, that's not good. But it's okay for me to pad the whole government with the people that I want in these positions. And I'm talking about, they're talking 20 to 50,000 positions.
Yes, and it's all centered around nepotism. So we're trading affirmative action and civil rights and DEI for nepotism. That's what we're trading. And if you know anything about nepotism, most black people don't qualify for nepotism. I mean, just look what happened when LeBron got his son on the Lakers. Y'all had a fucking connection because y'all just couldn't understand how a black man could get his black son on the basketball team. That was just so wrong for y'all. So imagine.
Right, they do that all the time.
Imagine a bunch of white people doing what they've been doing for decades, centuries even, just hiring based off of nepotism. And if you don't agree with LeBron James and his version of nepotism, then you should not agree with Project 2025's version of nepotism. So there's that. But I would like to get into a few things that from that list. When they say things like eliminate federal agencies like the FDA, that is the Food and Drug Administration. These are the people that monitor our food and drugs and make sure that we're not being poisoned at every given second. So to get rid of those seems to be a little anti-human. Never mind race. That's just anti-human. You don't care about your constituents when you're telling us that you don't give a fuck what happens to our food and drugs. Another thing that I wanted to address is like the EPA. If you're not really sure what the EPA does, these are the people that make sure big companies are not dumping toxins into our water, into our communities, waste hazards, things like that. So if we all know, most of the time when there's like air pollution or toxins or things like that, Flint, Michigan rings a bell. They still don't have clean water. I hope you guys know that Trump did nothing to clean their water in the 4 years that he was in office. And he's not talking about cleaning their water if he gets back in, God forbid. So when we're talking about things like that, I want to be able to turn on my tap water chemicals, or I mean, I don't drink tap water. I don't cook with it, but I do wash with it. So, and our skin is our biggest organ on our body. So if we're washing in toxic water, I think we would potentially have life-threatening problems on our hands. So when we're talking about getting rid of the EPA, that is what we're getting rid of. We're getting rid of people and things that are put in place to protect us from big government and people that just don't give a fuck and don't want to follow the laws and the regulations to disperse of toxins and things of that nature. So the other thing I wanted to talk about from this Project 2025 list is the raising the Social Security. I mean, raising the age for where was I at? The retirement age. Now, I know a lot of us on this app, from the profiles I can see, are in our 30s and up. So I don't understand why you would want the government telling you that you can no longer retire at whatever the retirement age is now, and that you should work another 10 to 20 more years. I mean, I thought the goal was to work hard and then be able to retire and, live comfortably. I didn't think that the goal was to work ourselves to death. Okay? So, I don't know about you guys, but I know some of you guys have jobs that pay into Social Security. So when they're talking about cutting Social Security, where not, are they giving you a check, or are they, like, what's happening to your Social Security when they cut it? Because you've been paying into it for all these years. Every time you had a job, a little money went into Social Security for you, and that is what you are supposed to be retiring off of. So when people are talking about cutting that, I would wonder what the fuck is going to happen with all the money that you've been putting in all these decades. Because I don't see the plan where they say we're going to give you what you paid into it and then cut it off. It just says cut it off. Makes no mention of all the money that you put in so far. So I mean, you guys think Project 2025 is not really happening, but I mean, the fact that there's even a written document detailing these things would raise my eyebrow, and it has raised my eyebrow. Now, I know you guys have been talking about, times are hard and money is tight and things like that. So when they're talking about higher taxes for the working class, it just doesn't seem to vibe with your complaints that I hear all the time, in person, online. The prices at the grocery store are so high and all this stuff. So when you have higher taxes, I don't think that money goes to your grocery bill at all. I don't think that it's like the higher your taxes, the lower your grocery bill is. So how do you guys plan to buy food if your taxes are even higher? You already said you can't buy food now. I don't know. And then there's this pesky slavery thing here. Now, banning books and curriculum about slavery seems like they don't want to hear your talk about reparations. So this is now back to the FBAs now, or back to you guys, because your whole mission for reparations is based on slavery. So when they don't even want you to learn about it, how the fuck you gonna get some money for it? Please, I just want to know. I mean, if there's a pathway to reparations, I understand that. But when there's a pathway to not talk about slavery, I don't see how that coincides with the pathway to reparations. I mean, it seems like an oxymoron to me. They're gonna ban talk about slavery, but they're going to also give you money for reparations. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening under these plans that they have for you. But I digress. We're at 9:57. I don't see any more speakers willing to come up. I'm sure my co-hosts are tired and want to go to bed, but I see we have one more request to speak. So I'm going to let Trust speak, then I'm going to let our co-host close us out, and we're going to end this space at 10 o'clock, and that'll be that. So, Trust, you got the floor.
You made some great points about that. Them banning Black, African American Black history, and all the things we contribute, all the things that was stolen, all the things that was ripped from us, the opportunities that wasn't given, the hurt, the pain. It's almost like they're looking to expunge their record. I think you made an excellent point about that. But guess what? This is all that Republicans have ever shown us is their inaction or their them not showing up, period. They don't want to talk about it. I remember when Barack Obama became president, first black man to become president of the United States, whether it's you half black or whatever you guys want to qualify the man. That was a brother right there, right? But the sad thing is that I remember the first words that came out of their mouth is, our number one objective is to make sure he's just a one-term president. That was the first thing after he got inaugurated. So you understand who you're dealing with. These people really don't even want to have a conversation with you. All they want is your vote, and for them, they only want you when they have something that they need your support in, which is like stop the immigrants and all this other stuff. Now they're concerned. Oh, you're our brothers. You're just like us. And we know that's not to be true. At least we have black representatives around the country, in the Senate, in the Congress, that understand our plight, and not just black folks, but a lot of variety of different people. It's going to take some real strategic plans to really make this thing happen. I mean, we may not see it in our lifetime, but we're going in the right direction. And I believe eventually, in one way or another, it's going to happen. And I want to note, just like we got our first black president, I believe we're going to get our reparations eventually, even if my daughter or her kids gets it. We're going in the right direction. So I appreciate you all tonight. I hope everyone have a wonderful, wonderful night. And it's good to feel that we can all have a decent conversation of respect, love, and integrity in the space. So thank you again. And once again, excellent job.
Thank you so much, Trust, and thank you to all my listeners. Thank you for everybody that tweeted out the space. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the haters. Thank you for the obstructionists. And thank you, most importantly, for my co-hosts, especially Hart, D, and Nikki. I thank you for riding this out with me for